Hey guys, it's Shady here, and we got to talk about this fake outrage around the PS5 Pro. It has gotten out of hand, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like, I don't know, as soon as this thing was announced, for everyone on social media and online doing these videos talking about how they're not going to get it and the price is an outrage and everything, and I just think it's ridiculous because, like, be honest with yourselves, what were you guys expecting from the PS5 Pro? From the leaked specs and everything we heard, did you seriously think this thing was going to be 600 and under? Like, ask yourself that. Like, answer that question seriously. And the answer is no, isn't it? Because, it's just, I don't know, it's just pathetic. These people, let's just be honest right now. If you're not willing to spend that money on the console, then you're not the target audience. You know what I mean? That's what these people don't seem to understand. It's like, Sony aren't replacing the original console with this Pro model. It's still going to be available to buy. It's still going to be the same price, okay? You don't need to upgrade. Every game is going to be playable on the base model. This Pro model is an enthusiast system, okay? It's just for people, 90% of people who are going to buy this are upgrading from the base model, okay? So it doesn't affect you. So stop complaining about it, okay? I get it. If you were interested in doing it and the price is too much for you, I understand that. That's fair enough. But at the same time, you can't expect it to be any cheaper than that. Like, it's pretty obvious because, like I said, this is an enthusiast thing. They're expecting maybe 20% of PS5 owners or overall sales will equate to the Pro. So, they're not going to sell it at a loss, Let's just be honest right now. Sony don't really have any competition right now, so there's no reason to sell this at a loss. If Microsoft actually know what the fuck they were doing, if they didn't stupidly release the Series S, which kind of annoyed developers, they could have had their Pro model out now, and maybe this could have been like 650, maybe even 600. Like, they would have been willing to sell it at a loss, but they don't need to, because there's enough enthusiasts out there who are going to pick this up. And I'm interested in the system. I'm going to be picking one up day one. And if it's not obvious, it's not going to cost me 700 because I'm going to be trading in my original PS5. You're going to get a few hundred there, aren't you? So it's not that bad of a purchase. And yeah, I get it. Not including the disk drive is a bit annoying. But they included 2 terabyte hard drive. I personally would have preferred a 1 terabyte hard drive and the disk drive instead, because in my opinion, I think, upgrading the hard drive at a later date is a better sell than upgrading the disk drive. Because, I think, most of us, we've already upgraded our hard drive in PS5 and we're just going to slot that in. Like, I have a terabyte hard drive in my PS5, which is going to go straight into the Pro. So I don't really need the 2 terabytes personally. I mean, it's still good. It's needed because, like, games are ridiculously big now. Like, freaking Baldur's Gate 3 is like over 100 gigabytes. Bloody Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is over 100 gigabytes. It's just ridiculous how big these games are now. So the hard drive space is needed. I get it. But yeah, I think, I'm personally excited for this system. I think it's a worthy upgrade, It's for people like me, as enthusiasts who want to play our games at 4K 60 with the best settings, because I love playing my games at 60, but I hate that a lot of the games, their fidelity or performance modes just don't look very good, especially when you have like a nice 4K set like a lot of us do at this point. It's a bit rubbish because I will play a game at 30 if I have to, but if I have the option, I'm going to go for 60. Because the truth of the matter is, games just look better at 60. It's the bare minimum frame rate, let's be honest. 30 is acceptable, and it's fine, especially for slow-paced games. But, I mean, most games are more like actiony now, so you need that 60. Even if it's like a turn-based RPG, having like menus at 60 is so much better. It's just like the base frame rate, or it should be. So yeah, I'm excited, and that's enough of a reason for me to pick it up personally. And yeah, it doesn't matter that, if you're not interested, it really does matter. And I just don't understand obviously I get it's for engagement, isn't it? and these people are gonna make their videos and whatnot just to get a pro video out there and get the clicks. And because the online consensus is that it's bad, they all have to do a negative video just to get that engagement and get like claps and applause from all these people who aren't going to buy it anyway and weren't interested. So like, who cares? You know what I mean? Yeah, again, this to me, this is another PlayStation Portal situation where all these people online convince themselves that their opinions matter and that they, you know, I think these people online, they seem to forget that they live in an echo chamber, and, you know, people who actually touch grass on the outside don't give a shit about what they say. I mean, like, there's enough of us out here who are interested, you know what I mean? Like with the Portal, like I said, they all convince themselves, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. How can Sony make this? This is a terrible thing. And then it sold out everywhere, didn't it? I mean, only just now can you get it pretty readily available. You know? It sold well enough. It was like the best-selling accessory of any console for like, I think last year or something. Same with the Elite controller. Apparently that was awful as well, but that sold out pretty well. And yeah, if you can go by just the sale of the separate disk drive, I think this thing is going to do pretty well. And yeah, I don't think Sony are going to manufacture quite as many as in comparison to the base PS5 as well. And like I said, you know, you're going to be trading in your original PS5 to get money for it. I mean, I've been trading in some old games and stuff. I've got a bunch of money for it, so yeah, I'm not going to be paying the full 700 because of that. So I really don't understand the issue here. Yeah, like I said, if Microsoft actually had some real competition for Sony, then maybe it'd be different. But yeah, you know, they screwed themselves over. I mean, you can complain to them for not providing any real competition, you know, because during the PS3 360 era, Microsoft were aggressive, came hard, and yeah, you know, it forced Sony to drop the price of the PS3 and to get the slim model out quick. Both of them were releasing different systems and were happy to sell them at like a ridiculous loss. But yeah, unfortunately, we're just not there at the moment. Obviously, let's also remember where we are financially. We're basically in like a recession, essentially. You know, I just think we're in an era where you can't sell a console at a loss now. Look at Nintendo. They haven't once effing dropped the price of the Switch. And that thing is not even comparable to last generation systems. You know, it's essentially, you know, a 360, bit more capable, but basically that class of hardware selling for more than an Xbox Series S, which is a next gen system. Yet people are complaining at Sony for selling a console for £700. That's, you know, worth the upgrade. And, you know, especially when I'm hearing these people saying, just get a PC. Like, that's such a stupid fucking argument. Let's be honest, like, power for price, bang for your buck in terms of power compared to price, console is always going to be better. Like, you know, to get a PS4 or PS5 Pro level PC, you're gonna have to spend 2 to 3 times the amount of money, and that's just a fucking fact. Anyone saying otherwise is an idiot and lying. They're not a real PC gamer, because actual PC gamers spend that sort of money and have no problem spending that sort of money, and it's not an issue for them. For £700, you're not even going to get a PS5 performance system, brand new parts, all that, even if you buy second-hand shit, you know? The only way you're going to get anything comparable is if you buy, like, overclocked, burnt-out shit, and people don't want anymore. That's not going to last you very long, you know? And, you know, console, it's convenience, isn't it? It's better bang for your buck, it's convenience, but it's a closed-off ecosystem. And obviously, you know, you don't get those options like you do on PC. That's just always how it has been. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, so ultimately, yeah, like I said, I think this thing's going to sell pretty well. Not going to be like compared to the PS5, but it's definitely going to be outselling the Xbox, because that's basically dead at this point. And you know what I mean? That's just a fact. And I think people are going to be shocked by the price of Nintendo's new system as well. Let's be honest. I'm predicting it's going to be $450 plus. It's going to be around the same price as the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And that's just where we are. So, yeah. I think once that comes out and people see the price of it, they're going to realise, you know what, the Pro actually wasn't that bad a deal, and I'm actually getting what I should out of it. You know what I mean? And like I said, the only issue I have is them including a 2 terabyte hard drive instead of a 1 terabyte with a disk drive. Like, that's the one thing I do agree with on the hate, but it is available to buy separately if you want. And it's pretty much selling out everywhere because people are anticipating buying it. I'm sure there's a few scalpers out there probably getting it to resell it at some point, which I think is stupid because Sony are just actively manufacturing those disk drives anyway. So what's the point? You're doing yourself. I don't think you're doing anything smart there, really, by doing that. But yeah, I'm sure the majority of the sales aren't scalpers anyway. So yeah, but anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say, really. Like I said, I'm just sick of all this fake outrage. Like, it just seems like anything gaming related, you always have to have online. People have to create this non-controversy, as I like to call it. You know, fake controversies and bullshit, just try to generate clicks. It's like it's getting out of hand. And it especially seems to be the case when it comes to Sony as well. I've noticed, probably just because they're the most popular. I think there's a few people annoyed at the fact that they're doing so well, you know, especially people who own, you know, other systems who aren't as successful. I can understand the salt, but it is what it is, you know. They've been the best and are still are the best. Obviously, I can understand there's an element of arrogance with Sony in a way, because, you know, let's be honest, I will agree they haven't had to try as hard as they did with like the PS3 and the PS4. You know, but there's still some good first party output by them, and yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, that's basically all I have to say. You know, if you watch the video, like, subscribe, all that. If you're going to be picking up a Pro, I'd like to hear from you. If you're not, I'd be interested to hear from you as well. You know what I mean? And like I said, I get it. It is a lot of money to drop on a console, but you don't have to. It's optional, so don't worry about it. You know, don't get angry over it. Anyway, thanks for watching as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.